Hi guys, so I'm back here with my showing of passenger trains and freight trains running around the layout, both types of trains having stops at the stations or sidings that they pass through and hence getting some overtaking. I'll just give you some background. I started looking at running schedules for passenger trains and schedules for freight trains, and I was getting more and more buttons and didn't really like it. I had a Skype conversation with a friend of mine in Australia, Ross Stewart, and he and I talked about how to approach that. And one of the things he pointed out, which was not a feature I'd used in the software, but was to use the cars that you're pulling to define the route, which was a very interesting concept to me, and doubly so as guys might well want to take a loco that they've got and put it on the layout, pulling freight cars at one stage and passenger cars at another time. And by using this approach, and I've defined here 5 different freight cars, and we could have more, and 3 sort of long intercity type passenger cars, and 2 I've called them regio cars, shorter passenger cars. One can define which type of car or wagon is going to go through this line of the station and which is going to go through this line, and so on all the way around the track. And I'm focusing, of course, here on the inner track where we've got options. But what that means is I can specify that the freight train will always run through the non-mainline siding, through here and through the Alpine Hidden Yard and through P4 on Jaime's station and so on. And that the passenger train has the option of going to either of these all the way through. And I do that with just one schedule. So the one set of buttons here to run for the outer line or for the inner line, leave the yard and launch the loop. But based on the cars that the loco is pulling, it'll behave like a high-speed passenger train versus a slow freight train. And so that's sort of what I want to show you here. I haven't tried to complicate the picture by running intermingled into this, the shuttle trains that I'd shown the last time. And I haven't yet tried to differentiate between the intercity trains and the regio trains, which, at least in my mind, I would send the intercity trains around and sort of only stop them at this station. The regio trains stop at both stations, possibly have a short stop here at the farm reverse where we've got the milk cans. A little regional train could easily be stopping there to pick up some milk or whatever on its daily schedule. So, let me fire this up, and when I do run the video, I'm going to at least try to speed it up as we're watching these trains go around and circulating. And when we're showing the trains, I guess the objective of all of this is what's the audience going to see, and so we want to know if we see a passenger train overtaking a freight train or not, or is the action that we're seeing on the circuit what you think we should be showing to our audience. So, let me maybe just explain another thing. I've put Like the freight train coming in here, I've given him a 1-minute pause in this siding for the simple reason I'm trying to generate opportunities for the passenger train to pass. Passenger train here is on a red light, and he's of course stopped for the station, making a station stop. And depending on the timing here, he may or may not pass this freight train now if he reserves all the way through. And it all depends on the total timing. So there it is, interesting. He's pulled out of the station and he's reserved through past, which holds this guy up, and he's going to overtake him. And these two freight trains are stacked up one behind the other. And we've got another passenger train down here coming along behind, and one place or another, this second passenger train will overtake first the rear one, and then the leading freight train. So let me let this run for a bit, and as I say, I'll try and speed it up, and one can start to get the gist of what's going on.